Hey, Shalom, Akim, wa Akwef, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and also, most importantly, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai, Brakata Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, Nasha, DC Camp, short lesson for the hopeful elect. Yeah, and this drama of AI becoming so prevalent in society is just a sign of the times that our people have to be aware of. You have to be cautious, and you have to understand it's all part of prophecy. Because Esau is not really what you call a person. I'm saying a nation, a nation of people that are drawn onto the creation of Lord Mashiach Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash. No, they seem to drift further and further away from the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. All right, they always want to set up about their own discovery, which is not really a discovery because it's all from the Lord. Every knowledge Esau has comes from the Lord. And what does Esau do? He exploits that knowledge. He abuses it, and it's another reason, the Lord has to jack him up. All right. So when you read the book of Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 14 and 15, it says, "Every man is brutish in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image, for his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them." All right, so his whole agenda pushing AI always want to create a narrative that AI is going to be some hot topic that people will be so excited to tap into, and it's all that's far from the truth. All right. The only reason why it's pushing this AI drama is just to have more control over people. All right, that's why he's building all this infrastructure, what you call data centers, to harvest information about people's habits. Whatever they buy and transactions and all that stuff. They store all that data, and they can run all types of tests to see what is what. That's one thing that advertising agencies use, to see exactly how they could model their products, whether it's a physical product or the slogan, and then the advertising, to gain the attention of the people. And then you see people just worshiping brands, they just stand out in line at night, overnight in the cold weather, just to get some inanimate object. That's a TV, microwave, Snickers. It's just hilarious that people don't really get it. Well, hey, eventually they will, because they're depending upon Esau's AI development to be the solution to them having a stable life. But that's not going to happen. All right, this AI drama that Esau is pushing is just to have more control over people, to squeeze people out of, working on the plantation, man. As many people as he can, that he can eliminate off his payrolls, he would do it. That's the reason why he wants to have AI, man. He wants to make more profits, so he has to lay off people, and then he used AI as a so-called covering. That's the reason why they're laying off. No, it's just hilarious that folks just take that narrative hook, line, and sinker. So Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 15 says, "They are vanity and the work of errors. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish." Okay, so when that time comes around, the time of the Lord Amashak Yahushai's return, there will be no more dependence upon Esau's infrastructure. All his so-called technological advancements, they'll be rendered useless. All right, they'll be crushed. That's just how serious the Lord is, man, concerning His creation. He can't have no wayward nation of people, speaking all types of hypocrisy and blasphemy against the Lord, and then expect the elect to flow around, flow along with it. Yeah, that will never happen. All right. So you just gotta trust the Lord Amashaka Shine that you will be able to stay until the end and endure the salvation. You know that endure for the salvation that you've been hoping for all this time. So the book of Mark chapter Mark chapter 13 and 19. It says, "For in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation, which Yahweh Bashim Ashai Bashim Kadash created up unto this time, neither shall be." So it's going to be a time of persecution, in the very, very near future, because Jacob's trouble is not going to be a hilarious moment. It's going to be a time of pain and suffering and sadness, a time of great depression in our nation. The pressure, the pressure will be hard against our people. So we have to be ready, because when Esau is pushing all this agenda to believe in his technology, it's going to be a tipping point for a lot of our people, especially when the MOTB drama comes in. Just imagine if so-called federal workers were put in line, and the only reason, so like the only reason that they will have to get provisions will be for them to get the MOTB. That's one thing you have to be aware of, man. So everything is like a test run. They get all the data and they sift through it. They collect all types of data, and then they run all types of algorithms to see what they can learn about patterns. That's how Esau is able to stay ahead, because he's able to manipulate people that are not properly founded in this gospel of Lord Amashak Yahushai. That's why it's necessary. You have to guard your heart, guard your mind with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. So you have to learn how to protect yourself from this vibration of deception that Esau likes so much to inflict upon the people. All right, and coercion. So if folks didn't want to go along with the C-19 jab scene, why would they want to trust in Esau's AI developments? So it's just some of those things that you have to be aware of. All right, you have to learn how to observe the patterns of Esau's attack upon our people. He uses his legislation, and then the media, and then he has to use the sword and deception to persecute the poor, to persecute the elect. All right, so you have to be prepared that you do not fall by the wayside, man. You know, you have to pray for courage to be able to withstand the wiles of the devil. So the book of First John, chapter 2, verse 13 to 14. It says, I have written unto you, fathers, because you have known him that is from the beginning. All right, that's the Lord Hamashach Yahushai. I have written unto you, young men, because ye are strong, and the word of Yahweh abideth in you, and ye have overcome the wicked one. So that's what we pray for, man. To have the strength, the courage, the willingness, and the fortitude to overcome the wicked one, to overcome the system of the dragon, the system of the serpent. All right. And then verse 15 says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. All right. So you have to learn how to prepare yourself to delineate your train of thought from the paths of this world. All right, so you have to be able to stick with the narrative, stick with the gospel. All right, verse 13 even tells you, the same thing in verse 14. First John 2 and 13, I write unto you, fathers, because ye have known him that is from the beginning. I write unto you, young men, because ye have overcome the wicked one. I write unto you, little children, because you have known the Father. So that's what it takes, man. We have to be able to depend upon the Lord to withstand the aggression of Edom. All right, so you have to learn what it takes. So when you see all this drama of what you call it, all this Waymo, you know, uh, driverless taxi and all that stuff, man. You just the drama, the headaches of not depending upon Babylon anymore, man. You have to prepare yourself for all this AI jungle jamboree, man. Just all over the place. That's why they're going to be pushing the media. Just some junk. Some junk science that becomes irrelevant when the time of desperation is presented. That's just how jacked up it is, man. So you have to be aware that this AI stuff is it's not something that you just ignore. A lot of people are just gonna fall for it, and they're gonna be depending on it too much in such a way that they're just gonna give up hope in the Lord. So the scriptures talk about being fruitful and multiply. He started creating all types of what you call it, companion cyborgs or companion robots, androids. So they know how to use semantics to deceive the people, to throw people off balance. So you have to be aware. So what's going to happen if the so-called pharmaceutical industry don't want to pay for damages that their products cause people? Do you think these technology companies want to pay the same, you know, just to take care of folks that are being harmed by the so-called AI products. Yeah, man. So that's the reason why you have to be cautious, man. Just don't run around being excited about what this AI stuff can do. It's all prepackaged algorithms. That's just what it is. You know, prepackaged algorithms. It's just like going to the grocery store. You put your barcode from the products underneath the scanner, and that's all it is. It's an algorithm to read the barcode and all that stuff. So ESO has to keep on writing all types of algorithms to identify items. Yeah, so that's just what it is. It's just what you call it, a reflection of someone's thoughts. That's just what it is. The answers you get from all these search engines is curated, and somebody had to tap it in there. Just remember that. So don't come around all excited about AI said this, AI said that. Somebody tap that stuff in there. Just remember that. So when you think about AI, just think about Wizard of Oz. That's just what it is, the Wizard of Oz. That's all it is. That's the same old drama. The Wizard of Oz vibration. That's everything about this AI. And, just to have the people, you know, uh, being in a deceived state of mind. That's all it is, man. So the media has to push the narrative to hold the people hostage to foolishness. So yeah, you see what else we can get from these scriptures. So another precept will be from the book of let's see, Second Thessalonians, chapter 2. Actually, I already got it. Actually, you know what? From 8 to 12, it says this. And then shall the wicked one be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Yeah, so that's just how it is, man. The vibration of righteousness is going to put to flight Esau's doctrine of deception. So you just have to hold on. Don't break a sweat, man. Don't lose focus of what you've been called to do, which is to have faith in the Lord and Mashiach Yahushua. So this gospel will help you to withstand the pressures of an oppressive system. Okay, the pressure of an oppressive system, the pressures of a coercive system. All right, and then verse 9 says, "Even him whose coming is after the work of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders." So that's Esau's AI system, man. And there's crypto drama. His financial markets. You have to learn not to completely get carried away by it, man. The Lord talks about learning to have your cares, focused on the kingdom. You know, that's just what it is. Focus on the kingdom of righteousness, where the Lord added no sorrow to your livelihood, right? To your productivity. So you have to be excited about the Lord, creating a new righteous system that cannot be rivaled by Esau's imagination. So, Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So it's going to be rough on a lot of people, man. That's totally joined with Esau's system. They have that mindset of rebellion, and they don't want to acknowledge the proper understanding of the scriptures. They want to create their own narrative which doesn't fit their the prerequisites for salvation. So, at the end of the day, the Lord has to get them out of there, man. The Lord has to bring judgment, heavy judgment upon them. All right. So, verse 11 says, "And for this cause, Yahweh shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie." And that's the reason why there's so many people, or some people of our nation, that are struggling with the basic understanding of the gospel, man. They just can't, you know, maintain their stability, man. They're just fumbling and and stumbling over basic scriptures, man. Yeah, so you have to be aware that this gospel is not for everyone that wants to read it, man. It's only for the elect to boost their courage, to boost their testimony, to sharpen up their faith. All right. So, verse 12, that they all might be damned that believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. So we have to be cautious that the times of Esau's rulership comes with a lot of headache, comes with a lot of worries, comes with a lot of frustration, deception, destruction. So you have to prepare yourself accordingly, because generations of our people have been bamboozled, have been threatened, and beaten to a pulp. And they have that what you call the Stockholm syndrome. Okay, and you just have to be cautious, right, around who you you know you around who you keep company. All right, you don't want to be keeping company with those that do not believe in the Lord and Mashiach Yahushua and think you will have a peace of mind. So you just have to be aware of that. So the book of Isaiah chapter 36 verse 6, it tells you that, lo, thou trusted on the staff of this broken reed, on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh the king of Egypt to all that trust in him. So whoever is trusting the Esau system of rulership, they will be filled with disappointment at the end. They're gonna feel that sense of betrayal. They're gonna have to deal with it. So that's the reason why the Lord said, we should come out of Babylon. Come out of her, that would be not a partaker of her iniquity, of her doctrines. So that's just how it is. You have to be aware of the challenges of suppressing the desires of your flesh. Because folks like flashy things, man. They like that. They have that shiny object syndrome. So you have to be aware of people's desire, to become impressed. You know, to be impressed by Esau's technology of deception. You know, that's how Esau is able to capitalize on our people's ignorance and lack of faculty, lack of proper thinking faculty. So you just got to be aware that it's a struggle, it's a fight. The very trial of our faith. You're gonna have to contend with the false doctrines of this world for you to make it into the kingdom, for you to receive salvation. So that was the point of this lesson, Baratza. We just holding on to the end and overcome all this chaos, man, that Esau is just pumping into the environment. Shalom.